What up traders? Tell me if this sounds familiar. You see this absolutely perfect stock that's always going up in a straight line, and you see it pull back right here and you think, perfect, it's on sale, the trend is your friend, it's time to buy it. So you enter your trade, and then the next thing you know, the stock comes down even further. Perfect, now it's on sale, time to buy it, so we buy more. But then it comes down even more, so we buy more. And then it comes down even more, and the next thing we know, it just completely collapses and we're in the hole thousands of dollars. When you look back on the trade, you can see that you bought here, you bought here, you bought here, here, and now you're down here on this absolutely massive loss. And you have two options. You can either keep holding it and potentially lose all of your money, or you can close it down here on this absolutely huge loss. And even if it does come back, most likely all you're going to do is just sell for a break even. And nothing is more confusing than this. It's like, I don't understand. It came down, I bought the dip, I bought into the trend, so how come every single time I try to buy into the trend, I always lose all of this money? And what makes even less sense is, how is it all the way down here when people were just buying it frantically all the way up here? Like, what is going on? And that's the thing, is there's one overarching problem that all these beginner traders are making that creates this terrible trading habit. And that one problem is that they are acting like the stock market is a yard sale. These traders think that they should be buying things that are cheap. That's why they bought it down here and here and here, and that's why they don't understand why the stock is down here. If this stock is so amazing, then how come it's so cheap all the way down here and still going even lower? And that right there is the difference between losing traders and wildly successful day traders. Losing traders think that the stock market is a yard sale where you should always buy things that are cheap. But as you can see, that leads to buying things on the way down, which means that you're basically fighting the stock market the entire time. And not only are these traders adding into these losing positions while fighting the stock market, but they're also risking way more money than they meant to. And that's because every single time they enter their position like this, they have the choice of either ending on a huge loss that was bigger than they originally meant to risk, or holding on to the trade and just hoping that it turns around. And that's why by the end of it, those traders actually ended up risking about this much money, or even more, because they bought in so many times that they actually ended up risking way more than just this one loss right here. And as you can see, this is literally the reason why people lose money day trading. So how can we fix this? Well, let me show you exactly what a successful trader does and how a successful trader thinks. All right, so let's go over this trade again, but as a successful day trader. We see this pattern, it's going up, perfect. I want to buy into the trend is my friend. We see it pull back right here. Okay, perfect. Should I buy right here? Well, at the moment, all I see is that the stock is coming straight down. So I'm not seeing it going up right now. So I don't want to fight that trend. So I'm not going to purchase. All right, so let's see where this goes. It goes down. I'm still not seeing the candlesticks turning around. We're just constantly going down in a straight line. I'm not seeing any buying, so I'm not going to purchase here. Keeps going. And now right here, we see this candle make a higher high. So now, as a successful day trader, I would ask myself, okay, we see a little bit of confirmation of this stock going back up. So now I have two options. I can either wait for more confirmation, where I could see how the rest of this plays out, see if we can get a little bit of consolidation here and then break out to make a higher high. That would be good. Or if I'm feeling really confident, I could enter into this trade. So let's just say I enter into this trade. I'll put my stop loss right down here beneath the support. And now let's see how this goes. And now as we can see, the stock goes down and it hits my stop loss. So what do? Do I add into my position? Do I keep holding on to my position? No. I cut my losses and I move on. I don't re-enter the trade. I don't do any of that. I accept the loss and I move on to a new trade. And it's the same thing that we see here. When it comes back down here, I don't see it making any higher highs. I don't see any confirmation that it's going back up and following the overall trend. So I don't enter my position whatsoever. Comes back down, And still at this point, I don't see any reason of it going back up. All I see is this thing is dropping down in a straight line. So we continue to let it play out, and let's see what a successful trader might do. So we can see here, we now have this pattern yet again where we have our support down here, we have our low, we have our high. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a breakout in the direction of the overall trend. So we continue, we're waiting. There, we have a breakout. We're going to enter right here on this breakout. We'll put our stop loss down here beneath support, and let's see how this trade plays out. All right, so it continues on, and goes up. Now we're up a bunch, but what do we do as traders? Do we panic and sell immediately just because we made a little bit of money? Well, let's see. If we actually look this over, we can see that this amount right here is basically about the same as how much we risked. So that's not a very good risk to reward ratio. So the answer is no, we're not going to end our trade there. So instead, we continue holding. Now we can see that this has gone up all the way to here, and that's probably about 2 times as much as we risked. So let's say that our successful day trader closes their position here. Now, as you can see, these two traders are monumentally different. The second trader was buying with the trend, holding on for large winners, and then when they were wrong, they had these tiny losses. Whereas the original trader fought the market all the way down and held on for this huge loss, and then when they finally got back up to break even, they sold for no profit at all. And although this might seem extremely simple, I highly recommend listening to my video on how to trade like the top 1%, because in that video I'll go over exactly the thought process and my mindset of how I hold on to these winning trades, entering winning trades, and add to my winning trades. And I even cover my trading rules that anyone can easily implement right now to start trading like this successful day trader. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments section below. And I've also uploaded my free trading guides that I honestly think will help you out a whole bunch. So until next time, take it easy on yourself and happy trading.